Hey, what is going on? It's SEC After Dark. I'm not sure what that noise is.
I don't know.
Oh,
What noise
was there
is
a
it?
plane? The plane that just went by? Sounded like a jet engine.
Steve stuck his mic in the air conditioning unit, I guess.
No,
Yeah.
no, we are running fans at my house because my whole house flooded because the irrigation people decided to hook up a repipe house into their old one, so there was no connections on the end because they've already cut those pipes. So my house flooded. So there are fans going because we are drying.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that
that's what that
gentle,
is.
that not so subtle blast of sound, and that oh so now subtle, soothing sound you hear.
What's up, LW?
What's happening? Yeah, that sucks, man. I hate that for you, man.
Yeah,
The
for
flooding of
sure.
the house. That's no bueno.
Yeah,
So-
today was not a fun day, but I was able to get my shows done, and I'm live streaming tonight, even though all of that went on today. So I'm going to pat myself on the back.
It didn't affect your
Do
wood
it.
paneling in the back there, so we're good, right?
Yeah. It's over in this corner, though. By the way, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Steve's going swimming later.
I've
that
already
is
been
Steve
swimming
Willis.
tonight. Debut in the pool tonight because I just said, screw it. I'm getting in the water today. I deserve it. Give me a beer, a floaty, and watch 30 Rock, and let's go.
30 Rock. Well, that's Stephen Willis. Jeb Beechum is to my southwest, and directly to my south is Jake Thomas from Tide Talk Sports and Best of the West. Gentlemen, it's going to be a good show. The NCAA tournament has concluded. We're going to talk a little spring ball. I'm going to throw Jake a bone here. We're going to talk a little WrestleMania at some point tonight, Stone Cold, with the greatest flurry of stunners I've ever seen in my life.
Were you
He
talking
still
about the
got
one
it.
he missed?
no, that was on Vince McMahon. That was on the boss. That was garbage. We'll talk about that later. We're not going to go off the rails right now, but
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
We're not going to smell what the Rock is cooking just yet. But we
Next
are
year,
brought to you
though.
by betonline.ag. Again, we come to you on the audio side. We are on the Bleav in the Bleav Network, which Beast of the East is housed on the audio side. We are y'all's conference network as well. It's a dual partnership. It's a lot of fun, but you'll be able to hear this episode on the Beast of the East channel as a bonus episode. So, we are, like I said, we are brought to you by BetOnline. My favorite kind of mess. BetOnline is your number one source for all betting needs and sports info and odds. Find all the latest sports developments, including this week's odds for the Masters Championship and the start of Major League Baseball. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas, casino, and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so join today. Learn why everyone is saying BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on popular sports and games. BetOnline is where the game starts. Who's winning the Masters, guys?
Tiger.
I hope so.
Hey, Corey, can I read you my BetOnline ad?
Yeah, do it.
We have doing BetOnline ads. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your betting needs and sports information. Find all the latest sports developments, including this week's Masters Championship odds, podcast, and reviews for different leagues this season. BetOnline is your continued source for all of your sporting wagering information, including live betting, esports, and scores. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hey,
Hey.
now you can vote which one is better.
Mhm.
Mine was short and sweet. Whoever wrote that one, they were like, okay, I got to write this one. Get the hell out of here, man. They
Yeah,
were
that
in
was
a hurry.
that was like overtime right there. He's ready to
They were
go
in a
home.
hurry. So,
High quality. And
High
we also today
Hey,
like,
you
which
know.
will I drink?
tomorrow's show is our title sponsor is BetOnline, and we say today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline, where the game starts. So
At
Yeah.
the end, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to remind you guys that we're presented by BetOnline as well. So it's where the game starts.
that's where the game
so,
starts.
so besides Tiger Woods, who's winning the Masters? Is it going to be Xander Schauffele? Is it going to be Jordan Spieth? Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm.
I think it's going to be a Southeast Asian.
Okay.
Is Hideki Matsuyama going to repeat? Who's it going to be?
Justin Thomas is a favorite, I'm sure.
Yep.
So.
Oh, for sure.
Brooks is probably a favorite. I mean, there's several favorites. Dustin Johnson. So.
Do you know that as far as individual sports, I am not a spectator sport fan. I don't know any of these people.
You don't?
Yeah, I saw that at your tweet earlier today about that.
I knew of Phil Mickelson, and I know Tiger Woods. And I think Rory McIlroy is a golfer.
Yes.
He is.
He's probably a favorite as well.
But that's about it. I don't know if I could name another. Y'all named a whole bunch of people I didn't know. Maybe they were like extras in the cast of Major League. I have no clue.
Well, Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka have a beef.
Yeah. But they put that beef aside for the President's Cup, and we won it. U.S. won it, so
There you go.
we just got to get that Ryder Cup back. We haven't had it in years.
I know. And Phil is too busy pissing off everybody about playing over in Dubai. So
Yeah.
what a goon. Anyway,
Hey,
Also,
I'm a
Corey-
lefty too.
Yeah, I haven't gotten you or Jake down here yet, but my uncle has enlisted a realtor to move down here. So one
wow.
more. Yeah, so that would be like 4 groups of people in my clan that are living down here.
at some point, when do you get commission for that?
Wilford, who is the realtor, the last time gave me a $100 gift card to like Longhorn and Olive Garden and all those. So I imagine,
Wow.
I imagine that's in my future again as well.
Flo's Filet for everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, my question is, how much is gas down there? Because that might be the deciding factor.
It's about $4 a gallon.
No, it's $3.85 up here, so I'm good.
So it's good in Alabama. Yeah, it's like $4.15 up here in Tennessee.
There's so many people. You have to remember, people forget about Florida. There's 40 million people in the state.
Yeah, that's a bunch. And
Oh.
about 39 million of them are probably over 80.
Hey, props Corey and Jeb, because the state of Tennessee I saw is going to eliminate the age requirement for marriage. So now you can marry 12-year-olds legally.
Oh my God, I did not hear that.
No, they went back and readjusted that. Decided to age of consent being like 18.
I was just gonna say, wow.
Yeah, that would have been that would have opened the door.
You talking about volunteers? There you go.
Jeez.
They accidentally left out any mention of age when they were writing it originally. So
You go to
How
like
do you do that?
I don't know.
I mean,
some random. I don't know my Tennessee county, so this reference is not. This joke is not going to quite hit as hard because I don't know my counties. But some backwoods county, you're going to have some 50-year-old marry like somebody who's just going into 6th grade because
Oh
they're
my
just
God,
a sick
that's-
individual.
that's so messed up.
They're like, well,
What-
it's not illegal.
What it's going to turn into, have you ever seen the show Big Love?
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's what it's going to do. It's going to be a bunch of 13-year-olds. It's going to be 40-year-olds locking that down because the 13-year-old has good birthing hips.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're not off the rails yet, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
great job, Billy. Great job.
Oh
Jeb,
Jesus.
talk for me, Jeb.
I'm talking now. I don't know. Like I said, I think they went back and readjusted that bill a little bit after the outcry there.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. So, but no, I think arranged marriages is what they were afraid of. So. But the
Alright.
bill apparently is written to try and limit the ability to get gay marriage, that kind of stuff. They want to bring it down to one man, one woman. They just forgot to mention that the people all need to be over 18.
The most important part, yeah, of the bill.
Yeah.
The age. Holy crap.
Yeah.
You'll have 10 people going around Tennessee. I am the prophet.
Exactly, and that's where that's where it would come up would be those cult kind of things where those cult leaders want to marry all the children. And it's terrible.
Didn't we have a teacher? Didn't we have a teacher from Tennessee a few years ago who kidnapped that like 13-year-old girl, 14,
Yeah, from
and
Maury County or whatever.
yeah, and ran all the way out to California, I think, when they finally caught him.
I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah,
what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us?
Yeah.
She might have been 15, but still,
I mean, that's
still too young.
That's still way too young.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Because she was at she was at the high school. That
My wife, after seeing that, was like, "Well, I'm done with Tennessee." It was like, we live in Florida, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
it's like that's a good thing you're done with Tennessee because we live in Florida.
Yeah, and to switch this over to a happier note, my birthday is June 4th. We're going to Epcot. Jeb's going. Guardians of the Galaxy, the new ride at Epcot, is opening up the week before, so we're going to try and get special passes or whatever to get on to the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind ride.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Which is a reverse launch roller coaster.
And I'm just praying that whatever protesters are against Disney right now is still going. That way there's less people in the park.
Yeah.
Get out on those lines. I don't mind.
Yeah. What is that all about? I hadn't seen anything about that.
Disney opposed the bill that Florida was trying to pass. So the Florida governor got real mad at
Don't
him.
Say Gay bill, I think is what it was, right?
Yeah, that's what it was dubbed. Yeah, it was. The bill just said not to teach sexuality to kids in like 3rd grade or below, which of course nobody did. So it's a completely pointless bill.
But
I don't even know why Disney said anything.
If you were to tell a group of people that we're going to pass a law to where you can't buy a bazooka and do that, people would raise hell about that because it would slightly be infringing on what you think your rights are. Not necessarily true. I mean, it's just those people are absolutely crazy on both sides of the coin, and also Fox News is just, for whatever reason, I guess they're trying to distract from the fact that Russia's just obliterating the infrastructure in Ukraine and just doing sport.
Russia has, retreated out of Kyiv, the capital. So I mean, Ukraine's hanging on.
Mm-hmm. Do you know that Kiev was the first capital of the Russian Empire back in the day, in the time of the Tsars? Yeah.
Did not know that.
That's where it started. It only went to Moscow a little bit later, and then up to St. Petersburg when Peter the Great took over. I watched the History Channel a bunch.
It sounds like it.
I can tell. When you're not watching 30 Rock.
Right. Or 30 for 30s.
30 Rock absolutely could not be made now.
There's a lot of shows that couldn't be made now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been less than 10 years. And you just listen to it, it's like, no, that'll never be doing it. No.
It was so funny.
Oh,
thankfully the show's off the air in syndication because they can't cancel it.
Thank God.
Jeez.
It's a great thing. And also, the last 2 days on Twitter, Generation X has been trending. So for me and Jeb, and as a Generation X
Jeb,
member.
when were you born?
What?
Jeb, when were you born?
79. So really? I'm at the very end of Gen X. There's actually something called a Xennial or something like that, like Xennial, that I might fit more into. I don't know, but it's like a right in between Gen X and millennials.
Yeah, I'm like the first year of millennials.
Yeah, I'm a millennial, unfortunately.
My sister and I are only 2 years apart. She's considered a millennial, and I'm considered Gen X.
Well, Jake, they get us confused with Gen Z.
Well, that's true.
Gen Zs are not millennials.
No.
Yeah,
the people
that's
they're
true.
making fun of are not millennials. Those are even like the younger millennials are like 22, 23, 24 now, 25.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the youngest millennials are like post college age.
And as Cassie said, I'll be 31 next week. So
I'll be 39 this year.
I waved by.
I'm
I waved
catching
by the
up.
31 a decade and a half ago.
You waved by 31 100 years ago. 131 years ago.
Me
Are
and
we sure
Ulysses
Steven
S.
wasn't the
Grant.
one? Are we sure Steven wasn't the ones that killed all the dinosaurs?
He was.
Possibly.
yeah.
He definitely was.
Yeah. Seinfeld shows. They would cancel Friends today.
Oh
And that's
yeah.
and that's the reason TV's just everybody just binges old shows, and you're just not interested in anything new. Although I will watch the Winning Time, the Lakers story. I have been watching that.
I need to get on that. That's
Yeah, I
my
haven't
next,
started it
That's
yet.
that's
I
next
need it.
on my list.
Yeah.
I just got done with Reacher. I'm watching Morning Show.
That's a good.
I'm
Wait, season
watching-
1 or season 2?
I'm in season 2 now. I just started season 2.
Okay. Just realize that they are about to become the most preachy thing you've ever seen.
I would say I'm still in season 1. So.
Is that
It gets
Jennifer Aniston
progressively
show?
work after about the 6th episode of season 1.
Is that Jennifer Aniston show?
Yeah.
Yes, with
Yeah.
what's her name? Reese Witherspoon.
Oh yeah.
Steve Carell.
Wow.
I don't think they've been wanting to do it, but I don't think they could make a new Austin Powers movie in this day and age.
Yeah.
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 It basically anything funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
What people need to realize is the extremes are running everything right now, the extreme left and the extreme right. And if
Yep.
you just cater to the middle, there's 80%, you're going to make a ton of money. And once that happens once, they're going to get
Yeah.
away from this PC thing, and they're going to make more movies for that group because they're going to see they can do it. But right now, these real small groups on either side are just so loud that it seems like
Yeah.
they're everywhere, and they're just not.
Yep. That's right.
That is very, very true.
Anyway, before we'll get off the rails in segment 3, but let's talk about the NCAA tournament.
Let's do it. Kansas is my worst nightmare because they screw my bracket regardless. I pick them. They lose in the first round to Northwest Louisiana Technical Institute of Agriculture. And
Right.
coal mines.
Okay.
They lose to a university with their title is a paragraph, or when I don't pick them, they win the national championship.
Yeah, and I want to give congratulations to Bill Self for doing exactly what Will Wade did, only just didn't get caught on a wiretap, and nobody is even talking about that a little bit. But there's 5 level 1 violations in the queue for Kansas, and nobody is talking about that.
No.
Creighton's about to get Creighton's program's about to go down in the tubes.
Yeah, St. Peter's is screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
Although I want Doug to
it's
transfer to Ole Miss.
Yeah, Doug needs to go to Ole Miss
Yeah.
and take that. Who's the dude that was like talking all the crap, like after every basket he made, that he pissed like everyone off.
I
all
think
the
that
time?
was Doug, wasn't it?
No, for Ole Miss, it's back in the day.
Oh, Marshall Henderson.
Yeah, he could be the new Marshall Henderson. Exactly.
I don't know if anybody could be the new Marshall Henderson. He was a special dude.
That dude was about as.
He had the greenest light in the history of green lights.
Andy Kennedy was like, "Bro, you touch the ball, just shoot it.
Right.
You're probably gonna make it. You're probably gonna have thousands of frat boys flicking you off after every basket."
No, it was amazing. That Auburn gif of him just flapping his jersey in front of the Auburn fans is still one of the greatest things ever.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that gift. That was fun.
Yeah.
It's not a gift, but it's a picture of when the Auburn guy a few years ago was doing the choking symbol to the, I think it was a Virginia guy, and he made all 3 of them free throws, and Auburn ended up losing I think it was a Final Four game.
It was a Final
They were-
Four game.
yeah. That's a classic as well. And I'm not being petty.
That probably hurts you. I understand that. War
It ain't
Eagle.
hurt me one.
I mean,
No.
you were. It was
No.
War Eagle Nation, man.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You see,
It's
It's not your fault.
It's not me to judge. It's not up to me to judge.
Hey Jake. It's not your fault.
hey, Kaysen is
Jake.
that's
you
my
understand.
cut.
It's
That's
not your fault.
Yeah, I know. That's my cousin, by the way. He and my one of my older sisters are like the only two Auburn people we have in the family.
Besides
yeah.
you, right?
No.
You told me you were all about Brian Harsin and you were going to do whatever you can for Auburn to keep him.
I think Brian Harsin needs to stay. I mean, you know, I still say they should never fire Gus Malzahn.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're
I
probably
mean,
right.
The winningest
You know-
coach against Saban, and they fire him.
Oh, is he okay, by the way? All I heard was he was in an accident that somebody died in Arkansas or Auburn.
Yeah, I haven't heard any latest on it, but I think he was okay from what I read. But the person, I'm not sure which vehicle was in and what exactly happened. But yeah, somebody unfortunately did die in that.
Yeah, that's sad. And of course, like you go on Twitter to read about it, and somebody's like, "Oh, the Gus bus wrecked."
Yeah.
Make a joke about it. It's not
Yeah.
very good.
The thing you need to know, if anybody gets on Twitter, everything on Twitter is performative. It's not real life. They would not act like that if they saw you in the face. And because of that, you need to act accordingly back at them. So basically, I'm in a major muting, deleting, blocking stage. Actually, I don't block because I don't want to give them the satisfaction of knowing they're blocked. But I do mute a lot of people. I probably muted 300 or 400 people on Twitter.
Is that why you haven't responded to me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. He probably got all three of us muted. Well, Jeb don't get on Twitter, but yeah.
Jeb does every now and then. I'll see UTK Joe coming. It's like okay.
I read Twitter.
Still hasn't followed me back, by the way. I appreciate that, Jeb.
How do you tell who's following
Oh, I followed you months ago. It's probably way down the list now.
Yeah, he probably had 50 notifications and didn't see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got 21.
Golly.
Just got lost in the shuffle.
See, I still don't have the mute button. I still have yet to get the mute button on Twitter. I don't know how people got that. If they went to Twitter Blue and got it or what. But
No.
As soon as you find the mute button, Blair will find the edit button.
yeah.
Blair at the nursing home. So, yeah, I mean, this tournament is, it's in the books. It was a great game. Too bad I was like not feeling great and slept through most of it. Not because I wanted to.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not watch after the first round. The NCAA tournament. Did not watch a single game. Just kept up with the scores on Twitter and didn't really follow everything because my bracket was destroyed day one.
Yeah.
I had Kansas winning the whole thing, and I don't think I got a single other game correct. I don't know how that's possible, but it's like the most messed up bracket while still winning, still having the overall winner. It was amazing.
I don't think there was a perfect bracket in anywhere this year.
Yeah, anybody predicting, anybody that says they predicted St. Peter's to go to the Elite Eight, they're lying to you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's no way. Not a
No.
chance. Not a chance. So, but it was there were some fun storylines. I mean, I think that for the people that complained that it was UNC, Duke, Villanova, and Kansas in the Final Four after all those storylines is I think missing the point because I think you get all the best teams, plus you got some great storylines along the way. You had a major upset of Kentucky that sparked a run. I knew as soon as UNC blew the 25-point lead and ended up winning in overtime that they were going to make a deep run over Baylor because that showed that was some grittiness to hold on to that. To choke and to recover like they did, I was like, man, I don't think there's ever going to be a situation they're going to be in this tournament that's going to be that detrimental.
And people
Baycott goes down, they may win.
People use the Final Four of these Blue Bloods as an excuse of why we shouldn't expand the playoffs. First of all, they're trying to make Villanova a Blue Blood just because it fits their narrative. For it to be what you claimed it to be, Kentucky or UCLA would be in that game, not Villanova.
Well, I mean, Villanova has some history. They
have some history, but a lot of teams have history. Florida could be in there. If Mike White made a run with Florida and got them to the Final Four, is this all Blue Bloods in the Final Four?
You could say that about Florida at this point.
I'm saying people are just talked about it as if it was those three: Kansas, North Carolina, Duke, and then Kentucky or UCLA. But they, like I said, they tried. Riley Massimino was great. Jay Wright is great, but
they're still a 2 seed.
Yeah,
they're still a 2 seed, and that's what people's like. Well, it's still a 2 seed, a 4 seed, and a 1 seed. I mean, it's still like the top teams. Yeah, that's the point. Like, if you're a top team, you're supposed to run through the bracket. Like, Kansas earned that national championship. As much as I hate them, they earned it by playing 5 games.
They talked about the college football playoff, and we need to do this, and the Blue Bloods are there. We shouldn't expand it past 4. Well, there would be, if it was only 4 teams, you would have no shot at that St. Peter's run.
I was going to say, yes, there are certain teams that are really good and going to be there often just because of how they're built. In basketball, it's going to be the same in football. Alabama's still going to be in it every year, even if you expand the college playoffs, but it's more fun because more teams get in and there's more of a chance for somebody like St. Peter.
Who's to say Utah doesn't make a run this year in college? I mean, they were as hot as anybody.
Yeah, if this thing would have expanded to 12, next year you end up with Oregon or something in the playoff, and they make a Cinderella run that nobody was expecting, to where they make it to the Final Four or the Final 8, win a game, and that's a storyline that would make that juicy. It'll make it fun. It's not all about who wins it. It's not about one team. It's about the whole experience of what's going on. The whole reason people like March Madness is because the first 2 weekends, crazy shit happens. And then it kind of settles down in the Blue Bloods and everybody takes care of what they need to take care of. But, like I said, St. Peter's is the great story.
It really is. I mean, you get teams like that. And you're going to get teams like that. And every once in a while, you're going to get like a George Mason in the national championship. Or you're going to get, and there's some years where you're going to get number 1 versus number 2 in the national championship, and that's how it's going to shake out. I mean, it's going to shake out differently every single year because there's more parity with the transfer portal. There is better coaches throughout across the board now. Like, a lot of teams have really good coaching, and I think in a football sense, it would be stupid not to, because I think your TV ratings would only go up.
What seed was Butler that year they got in the championship against Duke? Weren't they like an 8 or something like that? They were
an 8.
I think they were an 8. So
they went 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And then the dude got the Celtics job.
But
Brad Stevens.
Yeah. Think how awesome it would have been for Cincinnati if they'd have gotten to that Alabama game after winning in the round of 12 and then winning in the round of 8. All of a sudden, where they're making a run and they have that momentum to the championship game. Think about the storylines that would been there and how much the G5 could actually just stick their chest out and crow a little bit. Instead
they
of
still get whipped by Bama.
Well, no, they still get whipped by them. But
Probably.
This is the end of a great run. That's not the whole story. It's not like they
St.
deserve
Peter's got
to
whipped
be
by
there.
UNC, so it doesn't matter. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's like-
made a historic run to the Elite Eight, but they got whipped by UNC in the end. Which, I mean, it was going to have to end at some point. I mean, there is a talent disparity with the top of the pile, and what St. Peter's is.
And that's the case with the expansion with college football. I mean, the talent discrepancy. I mean, all your blue bloods in college football is going to have the top tier talent.
That's fine.
So
then
I mean,
they got to win what 3 games, 4 games?
Yeah,
They gotta win extra 4 games. I mean, that's not easy, man.
That's mine and Stacey's whole thing about this is your top 4 teams are still going to be the top 4 teams, regardless if you make it 12, 24, 48, 82.
Okay.
You know.
Here's the fun. This is what they're going to fight against, and I understand that. But the transfer portal is going to add a different level of talent to more teams, which is going to close the talent gap. NIL is going to improve different schools. So instead instead of 4 teams just getting all the players, maybe 6. We'll just say 6 teams because we'll include like LSU in this situation as well, that can just recruit to the playoffs and do really special things. Now all of a sudden it might be 12. So instead of Alabama getting 25 blue chip great prospects, all of a sudden it's at 18. And there's other teams.
I'd say go ahead and double that. You're going to get 24 great teams. So you're still going to get a great regular season because you're going to have probably 30 teams fighting for 12 spots legitimately with NIL, transfer portal, things like that. Then within those 12 spots, now you're going to have your West Coast representation with probably a USC at this point or Utah or Oregon or maybe all 3. You're going to have, Clemson's not going to go anywhere. They're going to be back at some point. So you'll have Clemson contending. Then you'll have 8 SEC teams. And just be the SEC.
Wait, no, the G5 flavor of the year will be in there as well.
Which until somebody hires the dude from Coastal, it's going to be Coastal next year.
Man, the Sun Belt has a chance to be a pretty fun conference.
It does.
Yeah. Now that Southern Miss has moved over there and Marshall and James Madison moving up from FCS, I mean, they already had great teams. They just have a chance to be kind of a fun conference.
They already are a fun conference.
Mm.
All right. Two things. Baby Nitz over there in the chat, if y'all don't know who that is the illegitimate son of Bo Nitz. So he's one of mine and Stacey's good friends. And the other thing is,
congrats on the sex, Bo.
Yeah. So the other thing is what LW just said. That's another thing. If they're worried about player safety, they're not going to expand the playoffs because you don't want to see more people get hurt.
Well, you couldn't go to 64 for sure.
No, they're getting paid. They're getting paid now. They're getting paid now. So, that argument just doesn't hold any water.
If they're all worried about player safety, I mean, you can't touch a quarterback in the NFL now without getting a penalty. So eventually that's going to come to college football.
They're not going to go past the NFL threshold of games. I mean, these kids are getting ready for the NFL, so why not play 16 games?
Yeah, you couldn't expand it too much, but you could expand it a little bit. I agree. They're not
12 is. I think 12 is a really good number for
okay, expand it to 12, but your top 4 teams are still going to be there.
So be it. They got
not every year.
Oh yeah, every year. This ain't college basketball where shots, some team gets hot and, and the number 1 team, they're playing the number 8 team and they beat the number 8, the number 1 team because the number 1 team can't make anything.
What you have to take into consideration is in an expanded playoff, instead of those 4 teams got in there, now all of a sudden Oklahoma State's get in there. Now all of a sudden the Notre Dame's get in there. I mean, pretty good teams. And the committee's not good. The committee's biased as heck. And they make really poor decisions on the regular, honestly. And honestly, we need expansion to get past their incompetence.
And if it plays out, it plays out. I mean, I think you'll see the product of college football improve on a grander scale if you expand it. It's for the brand of college football, and I think it'll be better, even if the same 4 teams go like 2-3 years in a row.
Yeah,
I think when they move to the BCS, for the most part, the BCS got it right. For the most part,
yeah.
When they expanded it, I think they started moving in that same direction. Now you welcome 2 more teams in. And a team like Oklahoma, like the number 2 team, a lot of years crashed and burned because they had to earn it on the field. You know, like Georgia doesn't go to the national championship in 2017 if it's the BCS, or even this year. Georgia doesn't win a national championship this year if it's the BCS, because it's Michigan, and Michigan's going to get curb stomped against Alabama. Would have hung 50 on them in the first half. So you make them play it out on the field. Just expand that even further. Like, if Georgia had to play Utah in the first round, I don't know that we would have made it out in the first round, right? But you know, it is what it is, you know, and I think if you expand it even just one more round, I mean, I think if you go 8 or 12, I think that's a step in the right direction, because you add another element. Football is a crazy, crazy game. Things can happen, you know. Somebody turns an ankle and the whole dynamic shifts, you know. And is that team prepared? Yes or no? I mean, in Alabama's case, you know, Jameson goes down. They're not prepared behind him, and they lose. Whose fault is that? The coaching staff.
Feels like a good time to transition over to spring ball, because one of the players that played a good bit in that national championship game in Alabama apparently is off the team. Anything about that, Jake?
Yeah, okay. So at Jaw Hall, yesterday it come out that he was not listed on the roster. Once he found out about it, he tweeted out news to me, and then put like FFS, which we all know what that means. So today, apparently he's been suspended from the team. So yesterday he wasn't on the team. Now he's suspended from the team. And then Coach Saban pretty much said that if they asked him if he's going to get another chance, and Saban said, well, he's already had his chance. So who knows? What's going to happen? Who knows? I mean, the kid is uber talented, but he's kind of a head case. So distractions Saban talks about. We don't need distractions on the team. So I'm hoping he gets it right. But
what's his classification?
He is I think he'll be a sophomore redshirt. So
he'll hit the portal and be hell at Mississippi State.
Probably so.
Potentially, he could also end up at Butler County Community College or something like that, and have the Alvin Kamara track
right
as well.
He'll go follow Coach follow Coach JB and Last Chance U.
So a lot of people was worried about him transferring out to another SEC team and then just giving us hell, when we play them, which is a possibility.
He didn't get into the portal before February, which means he can't go to an SEC school.
Yeah, that's right. So
I mean, he'll be fine. He'll land on. Now he needs to find like a coach that's going to balance him out. Not somebody that's going to enable him and just cause him to go even further haywire. But he'll land on his feet somewhere. He'll pop up in a bowl game somewhere, and you'll be like, "Whoa, okay, I remember that name."
For whatever reason, whenever I hear his name, I think Indiana. I do not know why. I have no inside information, but when I think Indiana for whatever reason. Feels like a Tom Allen guy.
Because Connor Bazelak is there too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Connor Bazelak transferred to Indiana. So I will not be picking Missouri this year for the second East.
Whatever.
Yeah, we kind of screwed that up.
I got a hint on who I'm going to pick for second in the East.
I like it.
I think
early spring prediction. Vinny's not going to like that one, but
I like the way their offense is shaping up, so we'll see.
Yeah. Tennessee is making strides.
How's my cousin Jermaine doing down there? I'm hearing good things.
Jermaine looks amazing. So,
I still say he's more of a John Mechie guy than a Jameson Williams guy. But Alabama needed both.
He's definitely not a
he don't have the speed as Jameson, but
he is a catch it short, make a couple guys miss, get some big yardage. He's not a game breaker. Never was. Never expected him to be. I mean, I mean, he's got speed, obviously, to play in the SEC, so he can get on top of a DB, but that's not his game.
Well, one guy to keep an eye out for Alabama is Aaron Anderson. He's a freshman, and he's already been playing on the first team offense as a freshman wide receiver.
Okay.
So, and a lot of people are comparing him to Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
So keep, I don't.
Jalen
Who
Waddle's
knows?
my dude. I'm a closet Miami Dolphins fan, partially because of him.
And we talked about your Miami Dolphins a couple of weeks ago, how they're looking. So,
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, I heard he can run a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
So, Jeb, Tennessee. Have you heard anything about Tennessee?
Not a lot. Mostly about the offense, of course. They're really happy with Hooker again. I keep hearing great things about Joe Milton, but I think that's just what he does. He's just a killer in practice. As long as he doesn't see the field, I'm fine with that. He can keep doing that. I think the biggest worry on offense is going to be wide receiver, just because behind Cedric Tillman, they've got guys with talent, but they had problems with dropping the ball last year. They had problems with it. So I don't know if that's going to be solved or what's going to happen there. I think they're still after, what's his name, Brew or something like that from USC.
Brew McCoy, yeah.
Yeah.
Good player, a little bit of a head case.
Yeah. We just see somebody who can hang on to the ball. But the big question with Tennessee, like last year, is going to be defense. If they can get enough people out there and put up a decent defense showing, I think they're going to be good this year. Not good enough to compete for the SEC, but maybe good enough to finish second or third in the East.
I just to me, Tennessee just looked like they just needed to recruit bodies over there on defense. I mean, they were talent deficient over there, and it wasn't a scheme thing because they played really, really good. The defensive line was impressive.
I was pleasantly surprised. Maybe just kind of run out of gas. I don't know.
All right.
We'll see how the recruiting goes. I was really hoping the transfer portal would help a lot, and it's not something that Tennessee really got into for whatever reason.
Just make sure Joe Milton don't get on the field with 3 seconds left to go in the game.
No, don't do it.
No.
Is Tua get ran out of Miami? No, baby next. No, it doesn't. This is going to be. You're going to see a totally different Tua under.
Oh yeah.
McCoy. I really like the Dolphins head coach Mike McCoy.
I did too.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
Yeah, that and a bunch of those San Francisco 49ers running backs playing at my.
Yeah.
And Uziga wants to make Steven popular.
Yes, seriously.
Promo code.
Yeah. Just Google us, get viewers pro.
All right.
Well, at Ole Miss,
The
the big story of spring practice is Michael Trigg. Lane Kiffin has described him as not many people on earth have his athletic ability, and referred to him looking like a high school player playing with junior high kids. And I think there should be there's kind of a tight end situation that's going to make that offense more 2020 than 2021.
Okay.
All right.
Well, y'all had some good tight ends come out of there. So.
You're right.
I mean, that's the basis of it with the Lane Kiffin offense. If he has a good tight end like Kenny Yeboah, he had back in 2020, Steve, when you and I were doing that boot camp, the offense.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
It's going to be like Harrison Bryant at FAU.
Yeah, I mean, it's the basis of his offense. I think it's going to unlock everything. And if he has a guy like that, you got to watch out, man. They're going to put up some points. I don't know what that's going to do. How it's going to translate into wins. Maybe they're able to do a little more, against the Bamas and A&Ms of the world. But it'll surely be more exciting, and that's for sure.
Oh, and Zach Evans is really, really special at running back.
Yeah.
But by the way, Bo Nitz's sperm child is Tua hater apparently.
Can't imagine.
Give me Dolphins under 6 wins. Yeah, they may go 5 and whatever, but they're going to put up some damn numbers. That's for sure.
They
On
won
offense.
8 last year, and the team gotten better. They're pushing a 10-win season, I think, potentially.
I just worry about them stopping people.
That's my only issue is the defense.
Worry about them
They need
stopping
to
people. No.
they need to
Worry
draft
about
an outside wide receiver for the 5th straight year. I mean, they just do.
Yeah.
Jameson, J-Mo. Just get J-Mo.
No,
Yeah.
they probably need, honestly, John Mechie would be more their speed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need. They don't need the super playmaker. They're not looking for a 1. But, I mean,
Well, they just need to go ahead and sign Juice back.
Yeah.
If they're looking for that. Get Jarvis Landry back. Did you know who I was talking about, Jake?
is he available?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yeah.
The Browns had one good season and then just cut everybody.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to play with Baker Mayfield.
No,
And
so
he-
for Johnny
wait.
Manziel.
Yeah,
They
he
all
won.
said, cut me. Please.
And now he wants to
Please.
leave, and nobody wants him.
Yeah, I love the April Fool's joke of the Browns negotiating with the XFL.
That is
Baker
good.
Mayfield. Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was good.
Like like it was to the point where like I wouldn't have been surprised if Nick Chubb, who doesn't say anything ever, would have been like, yeah, I want to trade.
Right.
He was like, what?
But yeah, nobody wants to play with Baker. They get Deshaun now. Jarvis is like, hey, Cleveland, about that contract.
Mhm.
Can we redo that?
Yeah.
Can you take that out of the trash? Can you glue it back together after you? Can you pick it up out of the shredder and glue it back together? That's kind of what it's like. But what do y'all want to know about Georgia? Ask me some questions.
How's the offensive line look with Matt Luke moving on?
It's looking pretty good. There's a tackle, Xavier Truss, who moved into to left guard, which if you watch Xavier Truss try to play tackle, it was laughable. You have Devin Willock also winning the early job at right guard, which is kind of a surprise. But when Tate Ratledge comes back, one of those two guys are going to have to kind of fall off. But the biggest story right now is Warren McClendon starting at right tackle over Marius Mims, who was a 5-star, blue chip guy that was supposed to come in and play right away. So you kind of wonder what's going on there, but it's still very, very early in the process with Stacey Searles.
They're doing a little bit of more 4-man with Will Muschamp, getting his hands on it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's going to be relatively the same because it's Kirby. But I think losing the pieces they're losing, they're not going to be. I hate the word exotic, but they're not going to be as creative with their pressures as they were, because you don't have N'Kobe Dean directing traffic. You lose all that experience with him and Quay Walker and Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt and Trevon Walker. All those front 7 guys are gone. You're not going to be able to do as much as you did last year. So that's going to be an adjustment defensively.
With that front 7 being gone, does Tennessee have a shot?
No, I don't think. Not this year. Not this year. I still think the people that are replacing them. You got Jalen Carter, who is. He got all these people come in and they still got reps. They still got a lot of game reps, meaningful game reps. They're just not quite. N'Kobe Dean's going to be hard to replace no matter who you are. It'd be like trying to replace Will Anderson. That's not an easy thing to do.
And Dallas Turner, but whatever.
But with our recruiting, we could get there. We're working on it.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's a year away.
Well,
I think Georgia's got it for one more year, and then it's going to be wide open.
Y'all had an $8 million deal with Nico Iamaleava, and he ended up going to Oregon.
I thought that was an April Fool's thing, but I guess it wasn't. That's bad.
It is an April Fool's thing.
It is?
Yeah, Nico, as far as I know, today he was talking about beating our 7-on-7.
Okay.
He's still recruiting for Tennessee.
That's fine. April Fool's is the worst day ever for social media because everybody thinks they're clever, and they mistake cleverness for just lying about something, and it basically is just a worthless day. So yeah, good.
I ain't maybe want to look that up, but I'm pretty sure that's the last time I read this. He's here this weekend because of some 7-on-7 thing we're running. They were talking about everybody who was showing up to play with them.
Oh, Brew McCoy, by the way, was Bryce Young's wide receiver.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. At Mater Day.
But yeah, Steve, your favorite quarterback, Stetson Bennett, is well, let's just say he's balling out now. Kirby Smart saying he's playing the best football he's played since he's got to Georgia. So take that for what it's worth. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I think Jake froze.
He heard Stetson Bennett, and he's like,
"Yeah, he's like, I don't want that."
But yeah, no. The biggest story in the quarterback room is who's going to be the backup. Like basically, who's going to be QB1 in waiting. And right now, like Carson Beck, like I thought he was as good as gone, but he stuck around, and he may just win that future QB1 battle. He's got great command of the offense. He's doing some good things. So yeah, that's your Georgia update.
Oh Lord, yeah, y'all don't scare me like that. No, Nico posted yesterday that he's going to be in Tennessee
Okay.
this weekend, and then he had. I don't even see where he's mentioned the whole Oregon thing, but he's still posting himself in pictures in Tennessee uniform and talking about being up here in recruiting. So he better still be coming.
He let Bo Nix get a hold of him.
By the way, I don't know what happened there, guys. Rendezvous logged me out and said I was unable to connect to the session. I don't know if it was a Google thing. I pulled it up through Google Chrome. I'm actually on Microsoft Edge now, so every time I try to log back in through Google Chrome, it wouldn't let me. I don't know what was up.
That was weird. You didn't.
It wasn't my internet, so I don't know. It's weird.
That's bizarre.
That is weird. That is bizarre. I thought
Sorry
maybe
about
it was
that.
I thought it was maybe just you short-circuited after hearing the name Stetson Bennett.
No.
So yeah. But yeah,
I didn't hear that.
That's your Georgia update.
But I'm glad I missed the Georgia update.
Oh, Luke Altmaier and Jackson Dart are in a dead heat at the moment. Both of them look really good at quarterback.
Yeah, we know who's going to win that battle, though, Steve.
We absolutely do. But Luke Altmaier has a chance if he maintains that experience gap all the way through spring camp. If he can make it a fall thing, he has a shot.
I just don't think you bring in a guy in the transfer portal that just sit on the bench.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of gunslinger in Jackson Dart.
Oh, yeah.
And Lane Kiffin despises turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of a getting used to period they're going to have to get going. But I do agree. I think Jackson Dart has probably a 60% chance of winning that job.
Does he despise going for it on 4th and 30 yet?
No, if it's under 12, he probably won't.
What about it on his own 20-yard line, like he did against Alabama?
I think he was like, I threw the headset, so I kind of have to go for this.
I think with Lane Kiffin, he just wants.
I love Lane.
He's basically team never punt, and he's found a way to blame it on analytics. But there's no book in the world that says on your own 20-yard line on 4th and 12 you should go for it. That book does not exist.
By the way, Steven, I know you saw this.
In Pulaski Academy.
Yeah. I know you saw this, Steve. The other night when he threw out the first pitch. He threw a golf ball. I love that. Loved that. That is so great.
Don't change ever.
No, never change. Yes.
Caleb
speaking-
Williams updates. Somebody asked.
He got
he's
lost
been
going to the
involved-
practice field.
He's involved in the most perfect practice to ever be seen.
Yeah,
in the
it
history of
is.
practices.
Yeah.
I swear that like Colin Cowherd should just cut it off. Yeah, I mean it just doesn't work. He's trying too hard almost.
Oh.
Yeah, I hope he's like, yeah, I was just like being facetious on that, but I don't think he is.
No, I don't. No, he's trying to get access at SC.
He loves him some USC.
Yeah.
Loves it. Loves it.
He
loves
just loves anybody but SEC. Period. That's all it is.
it. He talks good about Georgia.
Well, that's because he's on Fox. So the teams that are
Yeah.
on Fox, they're going to prop him up. That's the reason the big noon kickoff on Fox News. That even though Georgia and Alabama is playing for the national title, they're talking about Ohio State.
Yeah.
And Oregon.
Yep.
Onions.
Yeah, it is what it is.
They're talking about the Red River shootout.
Oh,
Say
by
that's
the
why.
way, Bob Bowlesby is retiring. He was one of the major impediments to OU and Texas getting into the SEC early. So if you get him out of the Big 12, there's a chance that something can be made to happen. Because the new whoever the new commissioner is will not want UT and Texas or Texas and OU. They don't want to deal with them. They want them gone. Just do whatever, and it'll be interesting to see who they get.
Yeah.
All right, that's
All right,
interesting.
guys, I got an announcement. This is my last show. I'm going to become the commissioner of the Big 12.
Congratulations.
I'll see you guys later.
Congratulations. Shout us out.
That Oklahoma State Baylor game.
Yep. That's going to be my That's going to be my flagpole event.
Ooh, yeah.
I got to go absorb the Sun Belt now, so I got some work to do.
Oh, good man! I love the Sun Belt.
Or get absorbed by the Sun Belt.
Yeah. If ESPN doesn't do the Fun Belt, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Yeah.
Somebody better do the Fun Belt.
Yeah.
I don't
Fun
care.
Belt better be there for 4 weeks. Actually,
It's
do
on
it
Fox-
year round.
If it's
Do
on
the
the
Fun
Fox
Belt.
News channel.
Yeah. Do the Fun Belt all year. And just don't worry about the MAC. I'm good.
Maction.
Yeah.
Fun Belt Wednesdays. Maction Tuesdays.
Let's do it. Just give me Louisiana and Coastal, and then follow that the next week with Marshall and Southern Miss, and follow it the next week with
The Battle of
it's just-
Georgia. Georgia State
yeah.
versus Georgia Southern.
Yeah, it's
But is James Madison's in the Fun Belt now too, ain't they? Or are they in the
yeah.
conference? Okay, yeah. So there you go.
They're in the Fun Belt.
So
The
there
Fun
you
Belt,
go.
the Fun Belt has all the fun.
Yeah.
They get all the FCS teams,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just like turn them into like all the FCS teams that they absorb become conference champions within 3 years.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty funny.
And you just look at it in that whole league. It wasn't long ago the Sun Belt was a joke,
Right.
and now it's
Now
like,
it's the Fun Belt.
yeah. I want to see
might
that.
be
I
one
want
of
I want to see Coastal go to Marshall.
Yeah.
And that might
Yeah.
be one of the best G5 conference. Might be the best G5 conference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Coastal could just have a normal green field, we'd be in good shape.
Screw it. Don't change. I love the teal.
Yeah.
Different. And if I'm the Mountain West, I'm getting Eastern Washington, so you can have the red
Yeah.
versus blue field.
Oh, wow.
Just go get Central Arkansas and have the field that is purple and silver, like alternating every 5 yards.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
What if Ole Miss did that? That's what I heard. That's what I heard's going to happen. Ole Miss is.
Oh, seriously,
I talked
when
to
they
the
play
grounds
Kentucky, Ole Miss is going to try to do a stripe out. Just one section row is going to be red, the next one will be blue, and there's no way they're going to pull that off.
No.
No way, none.
No. No. They need to have a checkerboard out and just
Mhm.
completely troll them.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Kentucky stealing the checkerboard from Tennessee is just absolutely bizarre because they just shamelessly did it. Didn't tell anybody, just like, okay, this is our tradition. This is what we do. We're going to put it in the end zone. We're going to put it in the jerseys. Checkers everywhere.
Tennessee's like, wait a second.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on?
Right.
We've been doing this like for 50 years.
Give them 6. Have y'all watched
Yeah.
More Than a Voice?
Yes, I've seen the first part of that.
Never heard of it.
It's
a-
just about their radio calls at
it's
different
SEC
SEC schools.
SEC
gotcha.
Network Films documentary. It's
Where is that?
exciting.
Is it ESPN or?
It's on SEC Network.
SEC Network.
Oh, okay.
They did a big thing about Eli Gold, like how Alabama fans hated him at first because he's not an Alabama guy,
Yeah.
and then now he's an iconic voice.
Yep.
Touchdown, Alabama! Yeah.
Although I do wish I could have heard Larry Munson do the
God,
interception
there's
return
a
for a
truth.
touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was the the Keely Ringo one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That
I
would have
do
been
wish
so
it.
much
Yeah.
fun. That would have been so much fun because like you heard the if it's even half as good as the Lindsey Scott call,
Yeah.
like the Lindsey Scott, I had a steel chair, a metal steel chair with about a 5-inch cushion. Well, I broke that. Go to St. Simon's and Jekyll Island with all those dog people. Man, is there gonna be some property destroyed tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think about John Ward. John Ward was just fantastic for Tennessee.
You get chills watching that stuff, man.
Yeah, because
Crazy.
all the nostalgia comes back because you hear those old voices, and if once you get my age, I mean, you've heard most of them. Jack Crystal was great.
It cuts to your
And
core.
Yeah, I used to listen to the Egg Bowl on the Mississippi State Network to hear Jack Crystal because Ole Miss usually won the game, and Jack Crystal absolutely refused to give the score when Ole Miss was beating State. Just wouldn't do it at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was just fun.
Yeah, I mean, people complain about, your home network, your guy on the call for the home team should be a homer. Like, I hate people that are like, he's such a homer, man. Really? He works for the Ole Miss Radio Network?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a homer, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You talking about Beth Mowens?
Yeah, she's kind of grating. It's like they're trying to force her into broadcasting, and she just
Right. We got a timeout.
And it's honestly not a girl thing.
No,
I just
It's just
think her
thing.
voice isn't. Her voice isn't
She's
conducive for
knowledgeable.
college
I mean,
football.
she
She
sounds
does her
like she knows
homework.
what she knows what she's doing, but her voice, I just can't get past it.
no.
Like if it was somebody like
I'd rather hit nails on a chalkboard.
like there's a lot of female, like I would listen to Maria Taylor call a game. I would listen to Lauren Rutledge call a game. I would listen to maybe I would listen to Erin Andrews even call a game play by play. I mean, there's some women out there that I think do their homework that have a good natural voice. I mean, I'm sure there's way more than that, but those are ones I would definitely listen to for sure.
Yeah, but you have a voice for each sport. Different sports have different things. If you are a good basketball commentator, you're probably not a good baseball commentator. It's just a different thing. Now, if you can find somebody that can
Jim Nance.
Yeah, or Joe Buck,
Jim Nance can do the Masters, and he can do the #1 NFL game.
It's not real hard to do the Masters, though.
Vern's
Is
retired.
Uncle Verge still doing it?
He does Masters. I think that's the only thing he does now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to do the Masters. You just got to talk like this. We're going to the 17th hole. Right.
Now we're
Sure.
going to now we're
Yeah.
going up to the tower at 16 for Vern.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, John Rahm is on the tee box here. Oh wow! He skips one across. It jumps up on the green. It's rolling. It's rolling. Oh my God! Wow! Tim Tebow. Wait.
Yeah.
Wrong sport.
Real sport. Yeah.
That was a heck of a shot, Gary.
Yeah.
Jim's like, oh, Jesus.
Just got no stop. I'd be doing it like for Happy Gilmore. Yeah, he hit the ball with that golf ball whacker thingy he holds, and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now here's Jordan Spieth on one with his second shot. This ball is sitting up quite nicely in the rough. It's almost like it's teed up for him. He got really lucky with this lie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened? We're waiting.
And it'll land about 4 feet from the hole. Now we go to now we go over to Jake on 3. That's what it's like.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, there are people that actually is bucket list. They want to go to the Masters and all of this going out.
I mean, it's fun to go to. It's a lot of fun to go to.
And there's not many things that I would like to do less.
Steve,
First of all,
you're totally wrong on that.
well, you have to do. I do not like people. So, just
Gosh.
period. I do
You're
not
not going
want
to anything, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't going to you going to nothing, bro.
Yeah,
No wonder why he don't like lines at Disney World. Because the people.
Yeah, come on, guys, boycott it.
Yeah.
Come on, do it. They're grooming.
Yeah.
Steve, you got to go. You got to get a pimento cheese sandwich. I mean, it's just you got. It's a once in a lifetime thing. You camp out you camp out on 16. You watch them. You go to a practice round. There's not as many people. You watch them skip it across on 16. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Ooh, it's the Tide Park
Oh.
tone. You want to have viewers? All right.
Tide Talk. Tide Talk. It looks like you need some viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Disney World lines are really going to suck now that all the characters are gay.
see, I can't even figure out what they're arguing about anymore. But like I said,
Yeah.
unless it's the crowds, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go.
Baby Nix, my Masters prediction. I think it's going to be Spieth or Brooks Koepka.
But speaking of the Masters, I know I wish it would still happen, but we know Tiger's not in his prime. But there is nothing like the Tiger roar at the Masters when he's charging through the field on final Sunday.
There's nothing like just Tiger being there in general. I mean,
Right.
That's I mean,
Yeah.
Who's the guy that owns the General Lee and cries a lot?
Oh gosh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think
Yeah,
of his name.
he's.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was just thinking Bo Duke.
Yeah.
oh, Duke.
No, he's actually he's a real
Luke
golfer.
Duke. Oh, Bubba.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go Dogs. Yeah, Bubba Watson.
Bill
Yeah.
Watson.
that's
He won
my
it like
guess.
2 years in a row.
Yeah,
He's not gonna win it. He's not gonna win it. He might. Bubba hadn't made the cut in quite some time ago.
He did really good in the President's Cup though.
He did. Maybe he'll make the cut this year. I don't think they'll win it. I love Bubba, but he's not gonna win it.
Does it
Oh.
start Thursday? Does it start tomorrow or does it start Friday?
It starts tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They do
Like
4 rounds.
Steve, you got to go post up at Amen Corner and watch 3 holes
Yes.
at once. Like you got to do it. Like it's an iconic venue. Like you're not really going for the golf. You're going for like the venue.
yeah.
Well,
But
what I
stuff
found,
like
even
that.
if you don't like the sport, so many things are just so much more fun live. I would love to see it, just to see it.
I mean, golf live. You walk around. You hear the crack of the golf club. You hear the ball thud on the green. I mean, it's just you hear like you're sitting on one hole and you hear like in the distance like some crowd going freaking nuts. And you find out later that somebody drained a 50-footer for
Mhm.
birdie. Like
Yeah.
it's
Well, all right, here we go. We're going to change the subject a little bit. World Cup
he's going
draw.
to the Masters.
World Cup draw.
Ooh.
World
Yeah.
Cup draw. Let's do it.
England.
Good job, U.S.
Georgia
Iran,
has 6 golfers at the Masters, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
the country.
Yeah.
And either Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine. Group B could be a really fun group, but it's really nice to see the U.S. Everybody talks about the U.S. losing to Costa Rica and still making the tournament and all that. But the fact of the matter is the U.S.'s average age is 23. It's almost like the Georgia Bulldogs as national champions going in and qualifying for an adult contest with the NFL.
Yeah.
This is a good team, guys.
This is setting them up for a run in the Olympics in a few years.
And in 2026 when the World Cup is here,
yes.
I know it's either going to be in Tampa, Orlando, or Miami. I'm going to be set, and that is going to be a venue that I'm going to go to.
Yeah. Soccer has become a lot more popular in the last 10 years here in the U.S.
Off.
So,
Yeah, Charlotte they've gone over 60 or 70,000 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Like the Nashville Soccer Club is growing rapidly. Atlanta United, they won a championship. As brand new teams in MLS. I mean, Cincinnati supporting a team.
Yeah, Austin is doing really good.
People are fanatical about this stuff, man. It's like a growing sport. And Christian Pulisic is. Did I say that right? I'm never going to get that right.
Pulisic.
No.
I'm never going to get that right. Christian Pulisic, you're my favorite player, but I'm never going to get your name right.
Mm-hmm. But I started watching the men's
Rowan Gardner of U.S. Soccer.
The men's team, national team, when like Clint Dempsey and Landon Donovan, all of them were on there. That's when they was like really, really good. Of course, the women's team was always seems like they've been good. But it's time for the men's team to get back, and I think this youth movement, as you called it, Stephen, it's going to be really going to work out well for them.
Yeah, their average age is 2 years younger than the next team that qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, so they're
balling.
They're prime.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I love Gio Reyna. I think that he has a chance to really break out in this World Cup, even with Pulisic and Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams and all these great, like Serginho Dest playing at Barcelona.
Yeah,
we got great players playing at really big clubs, and we haven't had that really before Pulisic. Pulisic is the one that opened up that door, and then just everybody broke it down.
Who's the coach for the team now?
Greg Berhalter.
That's right. Okay.
People hate on him. I don't get it.
Well, they hate on him because he was an MLS guy getting the job, and they want some sort of a name.
They want Jose Mourinho. Like everybody.
He's done good with him.
I don't get it.
He's done good with him.
Yeah, it's the same thing that with Ole Miss baseball. There's just people that want to run off Mike Bianco for whatever reason, and it's just become about justifying that narrative and that take. Even anytime they lose, it's getting worse and worse and worse, and it gets more and more extreme. And now there's a small segment of the population just screaming every time Ole Miss loses a game, fire Mike Bianco, and it's like, are you guys crazy?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that guy would be unemployed for about 5 minutes.
Exactly. And we almost got Thanksgiving Day soccer.
Oh yeah.
With this World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do have Thanksgiving Day soccer. We just don't have U.S. and England. That's Black Friday.
Yeah.
I was saying like U.S. soccer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that Monday is U.S. versus one of the playoff winners, the Wales, Scotland, Ukraine thing. So that's when it starts. So that weekend's going to be fun because there's going to be a lot of people off that week anyway.
We're getting there, Courage. Hang with us about another 2, 3, 4 minutes. We'll get there.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, speaking of WrestleMania, like I said, the only thing I know is that Stone Cold Steve Austin missed a stunner. And he looked like an old man trying to get it done.
Vince McMahon screwed that stunner up.
Yeah.
So
he fell out of his shoe.
Yeah,
I'm actually
Pat
impressed to say
McAfee
that
had the best.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
He sold
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah,
Saw that.
We
And
saw
still
it at
drinking
WrestleMania often.
afterwards?
This is-
yeah. Still drinking the beer afterwards, laying out. That was so great. He's over there just beer just pouring out of his mouth, and he just, it was so great.
I actually missed WrestleMania this weekend completely. So why was Steve Austin bad? What happened? Why did he come in?
Okay, so Kevin Owens called out Texas in general, saying if it was, Texas is like the butthole of America. If it was the jackass of America, it would be the butthole.
Fair, yeah.
Okay,
So,
I don't see a problem.
I'm with you. Go ahead.
So he
Texas.
called him out. Of course, Stone Cold is a Texan.
Yeah.
So, and then he come to the ring one night and said on Raw, said that he's going to call out and he wants to stun the guy who means the most to Texas, and of course that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Called him out for a match. Well, leading up, Stone Cold didn't really want to do a match, so they were just going to do. Kevin Owens has a show called the KO Show that he does on Raw. So they did that at the end of WrestleMania, and he pretty much told him, said, "I didn't call you out here to talk. I called you out here for a fight." And of course, Stone Cold went through all that and said, "If you want to see Stone Cold fight, give me a hell yeah, how he does." And of course, they fought, and honestly, for a broken neck and not being able to wrestle since 19 years, Stone Cold took a few bumps that I was surprised they let him take. I think he got power bombed on the concrete outside, and I mean there's a few bumps that he took that I was actually surprised, but of course he won. And then the second night he come back out and stunned Austin Theory, Vince McMahon, Pat McAfee. The first night he got Byron Saxton too, one of the commentators. So,
So what was Pat
Yeah.
McAfee's role in this? 'Cause I saw
Pat
later.
Ma-
He
saw.
wrestles every once in a while.
Okay, I
Pat
saw the video of him
yeah.
getting stunned, and that was awesome. But
yeah, Pat McAfee.
Kicker.
Yeah,
I remember
He-
who he is.
he retired at 29.
Yeah.
He retired at 29, and his love for wrestling, he's loved wrestling all of his life. So he started training, and he's been wanting to do a match, and so WWE hired him for a commentator position. Of course, he still does the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
So Vince McMahon was on the Pat McAfee show one day and told him, "So I'm going to give you your opportunity. You're going to wrestle in a match against an opponent I choose," and that was Vince McMahon's crony right now, Austin Theory. And Pat McAfee just absolutely killed it in the ring. I mean, he's so athletic. He jumped from the ring to the third rope of the turnbuckle and pulled Theory into a suplex.
Yeah, just like a box to him, just straight up. I saw that.
Yeah, that it was amazing. He did a bat flip off the third rope. I mean, he is very athletic. So I expect to see him wrestle some more. I mean, he's just too good.
Baby Nix wants a 5-star frog splash.
Heck, yeah. Rob Van Dam, yeah.
Figure four. The old
Yeah.
Dean Malenko figure four.
Yeah.
4 leagues over.
Honestly, Courage, I don't know what you thought about it. Corey, I don't know what you thought about it. But to me, this is one of the best WrestleManias we had and in the last couple of years. I've watched all of them the last 5 years, and this is probably one of the best ones. It's also kind of bittersweet because I grew up watching wrestling with the likes of Undertaker, who is my favorite wrestler, Stone Cold, Triple H. Triple H, second night, pretty much retired because he's got like a heart condition, so he can't wrestle no more. Undertaker went to the Hall of Fame, so he's pretty much done. Of course, Stone Cold is done now too, so it's kind of bittersweet as well. But it was really, really good.
Undertaker's got to be like 60 or something. Right?
Undertaker and Corey, did you watch it any?
Not really, no.
Okay, they honored the Hall of Fame class, and of course Undertaker was the last one to come out under his music tones and all that.
Yeah.
And he was walking. You could tell he wasn't walking straight. He kind of had like a bow over type deal when he was walking, so you could tell his body wasn't. He's took the bumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that he's made it this long is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
There'll
he is
never be
wonderful.
another Undertaker in wrestling.
No, but I came up like as a little kid with the original Hulkster, Ultimate
Yes.
Warrior, Macho Man. You know,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the Ric Flair, like Dusty Rhodes. You know,
Ric Flair still wrestles
the
a
old
little bit.
WWF. You know,
Yeah.
old school WWF, and then
Yes.
then I took a break for a couple of years, and then came back, and it was like Hollywood Hogan, NWO, Wolfpack, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Sting.
Rest in peace, Scott Hall.
And then on the
crazy.
on the WWE side, you had Stone Cold and The Rock and Triple H and D-Generation X and Mankind and Kane.
X-Pac.
Yes. Yep. And one of the rumors for next year's WrestleMania, they're hoping it works out. It's going to be in Hollywood. So they're trying to get The Rock to be on the show and wrestle. So if it works out movie-wise with him, you know, because he's in every other movie that comes out, he's in it now. So
They need to get one more Rock versus Stone Cold match.
I don't think that would ever happen, but you know,
They need to.
I know they would, but
It hurt a lot when Stone Cold got hurt. You just knew he wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Anymore.
Oh, did y'all see
Yeah.
the XFL came out with a new logo today?
I
no,
saw that.
With your candy asses.
yeah,
Yeah, The Rock put out like a hype video for it.
he does hot videos for everything.
That's true. But I think
He
he's
tried
part
to do a
owner
hype
of this.
video at the Super Bowl
Yeah, that was
on the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
What is this?
yeah. That kind of wasn't one of his best moments, but
Like really, Rock? Like you're forcing us down our throats, aren't you?
yeah.
Steve, are you pulling that up?
I am pulling that up. It'll be up in just a second.
Oh, and Cody Rhodes come back to the WWE after 6 years in this WrestleMania too. So that was another big thing.
What's your thoughts on the Miz?
Did you see what happened? What he did to Logan Paul?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So supposedly, I thought it was going to be the Miz turning face, but it's actually Logan Paul who's going to be turning face because apparently Logan Paul has signed a agreement with the WWE for like a year or something, so he's going to be on TV a lot more.
That's
So
cool. That's clean.
that is cool. That is. I
clean.
like that.
That's very clean.
I like that. And I love I love wrestling so much. We have just bought Peacock, and they have every WrestleMania, every SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, any pay-per-view that's ever been out.
Royal
They have it
Rumbles
on there.
were- The
You know.
Royal Rumble was
Dude.
always my favorite.
Yeah.
I actually got away to watching wrestling for a while and just tuned into the last Royal Rumble. It's the first time I'd watched it in a while. That's when
Mhm.
Edge came back, you know. It was
Yes.
great.
Yeah. Edge has turned into a darker character now.
Yeah.
He's starting to stable. It's really, really good.
Nice. Yeah, I like them a
Who's
lot.
our favorite
Yeah.
female wrestlers?
Old school Trish Stratus.
I was going to say
Right.
Trish Stratus.
Yeah. New
Actually, no, actually, Lita. Lita was my
Lita.
favorite.
Lita. Yeah. Her and Trish has some great.
Jake's
Great
the
matches.
China type of guy.
Hey, China's, China was really good too. Now it'd probably be,
Like Hardy Boys.
yeah, just what they do, all that, yeah. But, now it'd probably be. I like Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair. Steve, Jeb. She was a track star at Tennessee. So she's wrestling now, and she actually holds the women's title on the Raw brand. She beat
now my
Charlotte
favorite.
Flair.
Charlotte Flair. Can't stand her attitude, but she's really good.
She's carrying on the legacy.
I know she's playing the character, and she does a great job at it. But God, I can't understand that attitude. Ronda Rousey, I love Ronda.
Yeah,
so.
Ronda Rousey.
Then, of course, the Bella Twins. They kind of made that division grow.
They come back at Royal Rumble this past year. It was nice to see them back.
Shameless. Like guilty pleasure was watching that show on E, the Total Divas or whatever.
Oh yeah,
That was a guilty pleasure show for me. That was a good show.
it was a good show.
I'm sorry. I was just looking up something and I came across this WrestleMania thing. Did Johnny Knoxville fight in a match?
Yes, he
What's that
did.
all about?
He fought Sami Zayn. They had been feuding on Twitter for months, and then he showed up on SmackDown a couple of times. Johnny Knoxville actually got Sami Zayn's. Of course, this could all be, it's all story script, I'm sure, but he got Sami Zayn's number and had it like the banners on the back of a plane, had it flying through Hollywood, and then it showed Sami Zayn. He had like 6,000 missed phone calls, 2,000 text messages, and it just constant. So they had a good thing going on. And Johnny actually had all of his Jackass friends in the ring with him at some point and helped him beat Sami Zayn. That match was crazy. It had all the goofiness that you would imagine in there.
Okay, now I'm actually really sorry I missed this. This sounds like fun.
They pulled a table out from under the ring that was full of mousetraps.
And they slammed Johnny Knoxville on it.
No, it was actually Sami Zayn who went through it. So, and then let me tell y'all this: at the end, how Knoxville won, he pulled out this big giant ass mousetrap and let it snap on Sami Zayn to keep him down for the 3 count. It was insane. Y'all got to watch it. Watch the replay. It was so funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, it was good. One of Johnny's buddies come out to help. He got in the ring and he stripped down to like a thong underwear type thing. I cannot remember which guy it was, but I mean it was so like weird. I was like, oh my god, it was almost like Leah Thomas, as looking at right there. So it was weird, but it was a very entertaining WrestleMania and had a lot of good. There were some matches that were garbage. Like the very first match on the first night was a tag team for the tag team titles, the Usos versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Rick Boogs actually got hurt in that match. He was picking up both of the Usos and he blew his knee out. I mean, you could see it clear as day, and so they had to rush that match and everything. So it kind of didn't go well in that match. But there's a few of them that ended up getting hurt during WrestleMania. Like Bianca, she's got a black eye. I mean, Monday night, she was out there and could not, like, she was like this talking because her eye was completely closed and black. It was crazy.
Wow. She didn't have Mickey cut it for her?
Yeah. So, but, I know wrestling's scripted and it's sports entertainment, but they do get hurt. I mean, Big E is out now because of a broken neck. So
it's not fake. It's just scripted.
Right.
Yeah.
Choreographed.
Yeah. I mean, the chairs breaking and the tables breaking. I mean, you got to feel that crap.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so it's crazy. But, I mean, I wouldn't want to go out there and do it. I don't want somebody to break a chair over my back. So
No, not a chance.
no.
Not a chance. But that's okay.
Any gamers in this group? Yes, I am a gamer, Courage.
Yeah.
I enjoy video games. I will admit, but I'm also old, so I don't do a lot of them.
Did you see that they have come out? Rockstar has and said they are making a Grand Theft Auto 6.
Are they? Yeah, I'd heard rumors about that, but I didn't know if it.
Grand Theft Auto Topeka.
Yeah, it is well. They come out the other day and said it is well underway in development. So I still don't expect it to be out till like 2024, 2025, but at least it's in development.
Yeah.
Let's see. They did Liberty City. Was that New York?
Yes.
And then they've done Vice City, which is Miami.
Liberty City is also Miami, isn't it?
I can't remember, but one of the rumors, and I don't know how true this is, because if this is true, then this game's going to be well over 100 gigs. But supposedly, one of the rumors again is that you can go between cities. You can go to like Miami, go to Liberty City, go to Los Angeles, New York. They're going to incorporate all that in this, supposedly. But my God, you have to delete every single game off your system just to download that one to play it.
I was going to say, the only way to do that is if you got limited in each city where you could go. It's like
Right.
a small area of the city or something.
Yeah. I mean, But they got to do something different because the thing I made a comment about, Courage, I do a podcast on gaming every Monday night at 7 on my channel. I'm Gamer Festus on YouTube. Like, subscribe, shout out. But anyway, but one of the things that I said the other night on there was, what else is there to do in a Grand Theft Auto series that we haven't done yet? So they're going to have to maybe incorporate a female lead character. I mean, we had never had a female character yet, as a main character.
Yeah.
But like gameplay wise, like what do you do?
Because you just go around. I just go around killing people.
I would go around and just seeing how long I could run from the cops. That was my whole goal.
I do that too. I usually just like cause a wreck on like the interstate and get a lot of cars backed up, and then throw a grenade and have like 100 cars just blow up, and people just running for their lives, screaming and all that.
I would just go run over a cop and then see if I can get the helicopter to chase me.
I could never get a 5-star on there. I always got 4-star. I could never reach that 4-star or that 5th star because I always died. I always got shot up or something.
Yep.
So
something would happen.
But I've not seen anything on 2022 the show. I am expecting to get it here pretty soon though. So
yeah, I haven't seen anything about that either.
Mm-hmm.
Liberty City is based on New York City. San Andreas is based on San Francisco. Vice City
That's
is
a big
based
game.
on Miami.
Vice City, okay. Yeah.
And that's per Wikipedia and all of its factual information.
I will say they did the Liberty City stories with the Ballet of Gay Tony and the Lost in the Dam. That was probably one of my favorites in the series that they've done.
There you go.
The GTA with Google Maps.
They're making a TV show about Halo, by the way,
I know. I saw that.
on Paramount.
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it's coming out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's out, but
I think the first episode is. But that's it.
And my favorite game of all time, The Witcher series.
The Witcher 3 is the best game ever made.
Yes, they are making a Witcher 4. They come out, CG Projekt Red come out a couple weeks ago. It's a new trilogy, so it's not going to be Geralt. He may have an appearance in it, but it's a brand new character. I don't know if it's going to be Ciri. I don't know if you're going to be able to create your own Witcher and go to your own Witcher school, or it's going to be a young Vesemir. That's the three that's on the topics right now.
Maybe a prequel type thing. Because they make a big deal in The Witcher about it. There not being too many more Witchers left, so
I know.
it'd be hard to be a new one. But
Right.
except Ciri.
Yeah. But, you do have some endings there of her and The Witcher 3 that you could make a new game with her, but who knows?
Just kind of force one of the endings.
Yeah.
I don't know. A prequel thing with Vesemir would be pretty cool.
I think it would be too. Steve and Corey are just like, okay, we're not gamers. We're so lost right here. So.
Steve can't hide it.
Yeah, he's just like, he's over there Googling anything. Googling Ole Miss football and just everything.
Eli made it.
Yeah, Eli made it, yeah.
I'm traveling right now, and I stole Steve's Switch to bring with me. I had something to play with.
Yeah.
He didn't even have that. I've been playing Breath of the Wild. It's the first time I've gotten to play that. I know it's been out for like 4 years.
Is it good? I ain't played it yet.
I love it. It's a lot of fun.
I love Zelda, and all that. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're making a part 2, and I wanted to play part 1 before it came out. So.
Yeah. I got Mario Kart. That's what I normally play on Switch.
Yeah, we have Mario Kart too.
Golden
I love
Steve
it.
does.
Yeah. GoldenEye, dude, that's my go-to game in PlayStation when I had it.
Freaking GoldenEye, man! Like you can't. Oh my god! Like we used to come home from camp. Like we'd have these breaks in the middle of the day. We'd have 3 days. Can't have that anymore in high school. But you'd have these 3 days, and we'd come home and we'd play. We'd either go out in the pool or for like an hour, and then we'd go in and play GoldenEye. After, as we eat lunch.
And before we get off here, my wife wanted me to tell her about what happened on Twitter with her today. Apparently, she got called out on Twitter, and so it's.
What's about?
Well, it's somebody made the comment about if you're getting on Twitter and begging for likes and all that, then this ain't the place. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this ain't the place for it. And people were saying if you don't like my tweet, then I'm gonna block you and all that. It's just I mean, I have stuff I put on Twitter that gets no likes, and I don't give a rat's ass. So
maybe it's because I'm too old and
Yep.
that's it. Yeah, seriously. And Twitter wasn't a thing until I was an adult.
Right.
And like, heck, I was almost 30 by the time I got on Twitter. And so
social media wasn't a thing until I was an adult. So like, I didn't go through the immature phase.
I just don't care if you like it. I don't care if you retweet it. I don't care if you comment, and I don't care what you say.
Right.
I put that on there because whenever I post something, it's because I want it to post it. If you like it, great. If not, so what? And social media is just weird, especially for the Generation Z guys.
People take so much stock in the social media, which, I mean, in the game of promoting this podcast, we kind of have to live in that world, but we kind of have to go after likes and impressions and things, and but at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, deep down, I really don't care, but I want the show to do well, so I do want eyes on our show, and I do want like people noticing, but I'm not going to be desperate and chase it. I'm just going to be natural. If it grows, it grows.
Yeah. Exactly.
Honestly, one thing I learned at Dell when I worked there was that the less you care, the better you do.
Was that gateway is better?
Yeah. If you care too much, it's almost like you squeeze it too tight, and it's kind of like Gossamer from Looney Tunes, and gonna love you and squeeze you and call you George, and because of that, you just choke it. You just choke out your performance. But if you just don't care and you're loose and it's easy to go, I mean, it's a fairly easy job.
Right. So, yeah, she got called out because she liked a tweet that said if you're looking for all that, then you don't need to be doing that here. And she liked that tweet and they got called out for it. So it was just bull crap. But
I'll tell Cassidy I'm sorry because that shit is whack.
Yeah,
it's whack. Don't worry.
Y'all my homies. Yep.
don't worry about it, Cassidy.
That I love y'all's directed to y'all because she tells me that all the time. I don't believe her. So
yeah, y'all my homie.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. So
anyway, we're about an hour and 40 minutes in. We probably need to wrap this up.
Yeah, I got bed.
Yeah, it's getting late early.
Yeah, especially in the Eastern Time Zone, which I am the only member of at the moment.
Only for a couple more weeks. I'm gonna get down there just in time for the USFL in the pool.
There you go.
Yes, I got in the pool today. Debuted.
But because it's been like 80 down there like the last couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm sure y'all's pools are ready, ain't it?
It was 78 today, which is right.
Nice.
Water was perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've already looked at that. I was like, all day Sunday. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get that little floating cooler. I'm gonna fill it up with beer and come over and just float in the pool and watch football.
I don't know what the weather's gonna be like where everybody's at, but this weekend we're having a freeze. We've got a freeze warning, about 30 degrees. So there you go. So we no pools for us for anytime soon.
I'm sure we probably have the same one.
Yeah,
sure. Probably so. Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'll be up here for this weekend.
Well, you've heard the whole gamut of this show. We are SEC After Dark. Find us, like us, whatever. Subscribe. Jump in on the chat. Get involved in the show. You won't be sorry. I promise you. This is going to be one of the fastest growing SEC shows. This is going to be the place in this time slot to go to for your SEC programming because we're not all stuffy. We don't give you stats and analysis and that's it. We talk about things like stone cold stunning people and
video games
and Alexa Bliss and we also talk about spring football and the NCAA tournament and expanding the playoffs. So we are what you call, I can't talk today. The English language is killing me today. We are what you call well-rounded.
Oh,
so
really?
you should check us out.
That's me. I'm well-rounded.
Yeah, I'm well-rounded too. I'm not necessarily talking about my personality.
Yeah, right. I'm talking about my gut.
Yeah, round is a shape. I am in shape.
That's right. That's right.
So, to all our homies like Cassidy
Yeah.
and the crew on the chat,
Thank y'all.
we thank you guys for joining us. We thank y'all out there for listening. I know Ravon Sports has been retweeting us a good bit lately, so thank you to them. And, of course, like I said, thank you to the Y'all's Conference Network for being the main home, and thank you for the Bleav Network for being the pool house on this one. And we thank all of our listeners, all of our subscribers, and of course BetOnline.ag for the 4 different scripts that we were able to read tonight. Like I said, we are SEC After Dark. For Jake, Jeb, and Steve, I am Corey. So long. See you next week. Have a great weekend. Peace out.
All right, everyone.
Good night.
Later, Gator.
Woohoo! Hotty toddy.